Nasukas. Oh man, this game has got animations to die for, man. A little work on maybe contact where its feet look like it's actually, touching the ground. But the actual movement is pretty spot on to our reptile friends. Better than anything I've seen. Oh. What a beaut. Oh, there's another guy. Hopefully he's cool. I just friendly called to him. I'm gonna smell. Okay, he's just over there. On the other side. Okay, something else is over there. I wish I was by the swamp. I really wish I was by the swamp. I'd have so much more water to move around in. I don't like having a river. No Dinosuchus should. Rivers are too small territories. Oh, too narrow. That's why they normally like the mouths of rivers, where it goes up to a bigger body. Oh my. A little bit of lag there. What lies below? It's a Dinosuchus. I'm not full grown yet. I'm getting grown now. Whoa. Oh yeah, here we go. Now we're moving. I like to stay low, out of the sight of most things. Yeah. Eat that fish. Get on the move. I'm not trying to make enemies. Just moving through. Hopefully I don't have an enemy behind me now. But being friendly, I didn't call friendly, but there was also raptors there I could have told you, but didn't. So I would consider my actions mainly friendly. Mostly friendly. Alright, now it's time to lay out. And do nothing, because that's what this dinosaur is good for. You wonder why so many people are very aggressive with it. It's because the best growth you get is just sitting around with this guy. It's dangerous in the water, it's dangerous on land, it's dangerous everywhere for this guy. So I like to do a little bit of both. I like to hang out up on land in the bushes or something like that somewhere. And avoid becoming prey to any larger crocs, eh? Because cannibalism is like on the high, man. Like, I'm not really an aggressive type, but there are plenty of those out there that would eat me in a second if they could. Yes, so, on the bank I will remain for right now. Those other guys look at me like, oh, why are you up there? You're bigger than us. I'm like, 'cause I know better. Have you been eaten by big ass croc? I have. Big ass Dinosuchus ate me before. Yeah, sure could. A raptor could come along, or a Carnotaurus, knock on wood. But even they, like, aren't gonna want to mess with me too much. I'm kind of big. Dangerous. Once your bite's over 200, it gets a little dangerous. It gets risky for them. Not that determined Carnotaurus wouldn't, anyways. It'd make a great meal for a determined Carnotaurus. Some water here, I think. Every now and then I call friendly. Because I don't want trouble with other crocs, other Dinosuchus. Deinosuchus, or whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Tomato, tomato. You can argue all day, I don't care. It's prehistoric, it doesn't exist on the face of the planet anymore. Only its ancestor does. It is the ancestor actually. It's ruminant. It's a crocodile. I hear raptor. Doo 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 doo. Disappear. Disappear and peer out the water. with my reptilian eye. Nothing. Nothing that at least it's rendering. Whoop. Move that little sandbar. Push off. Yuck, yuck. I'm still astonished by how good it looks. Like, look how good that looks. Oh, that destroys anything that you can see in any of the other games. Like, that destroys it. It looks so good. And none of these other games seem to understand. Like this, it's actually a top water animal. Yeah, that's right. It spends most of its time top water. Only a little bit of time does it spend underwater. Just trucking along, man. Gonna put on a boost here. Oh, get it, get it. I don't know if I've had that up enough all this time. And if so, hooray. If not, I'm so sorry. Keep messing with stuff. But I'm like working by myself with it. Just like if you hop on chat and say something to me, I will try to get back to you, but the game is dangerous. I'm a kind of a gamer first. I make you content. I hope you'll enjoy the videos. And that my voice isn't too obnoxious. I see a fishy. Got him. Nerp. Gulp. Down the gullet. Let's rest for a second. Yeah, that's nice. And brush those teeth. Aesthetically, when we look at this, the only thing that I think needs work is the eyes. The eyes need work. This body's sweet. The body of this friggin' character. And the animations are pretty good. The tail could lay a little bit flatter to the ground. Things like that. When it's at rest. Stuff like that. I mean, it could actually be on the ground instead of, you know, that foot floating in space kind of deal. Like he's never at rest. But those are small things that, you know, you can pick apart all day, but eventually it'll probably get taken care of. And the gameplay is actually really good. I love how much the head of this dinosaur feels like it weighs. It feels like it weighs so much, which is perfect. That's how it should be. You know? I mean, it's got all this weight there because it's got all this muscle in those jaws for clamping down super hard. Yeah. That's nice. It's been pretty good so far. I haven't been harassed too bad by anyone. I mean, I've played before and I've been completely, like, this guy hunted me forever. Big old croc. I ran up on land. He chased me up on land. I ran back down in the water. He chased me down in the water. There was no way that he was going to let me get away. And I made the mistake of trying to be friendly. I was just like, I was cruising by, and I popped up to the surface to go, and let him know, hey, yeah, dude, I'm cool. I'm not going to hurt you. And I should have just stayed hidden. If I would have just passed him underwater and not said nothing, he wouldn't have gotten off the bank and hopped in the water and chased in after me. But he did. And eventually he got me. Well, eventually I bled out while running. Because he bit me. And it was pretty bad. He was full grown. And I think I was only about 40%er kind of deal. Enough for it to just go, ouch, you just took like an hour of my life, hour and a half or whatever, away from me in a second. Well, it wasn't a second, it was definitely a dramatic chase. Lasted for a while. Wish I would have had that on camera. That would have been pretty cool. I'm not totally against it because it's an organic thing. Because, I mean, even in the wild, these animals right here are cannibalistic like all the time. I mean, crocs drop their babies and go. You know, they drop the eggs and go. They dig a nest, drop them and go. They're not like alligators. Alligators protect the nest. Sometimes even carry the young around for a while until they're big enough. Take care of them. They nurture their babies. That's also why I think alligators are a lot friendlier than crocs are. We just don't know their behavior well enough. In a mass. I mean, individuals do, but in mass, that you don't feed them because you're teaching them that food comes from you. So then they come to you expecting, with excited behavior. Excited behavior can go either way. You know, without food, you know, its natural instinct snaps in, you know, you are the food. Not just the source of the food, you're the food itself. Man, there's so many fish right here. I want to hang out right here, but hanging out in one spot on a river seems like really stupid. Like, I like rivers, they're cool to travel through, but it feels like you should be wiser and like, find a big body of water to claim, or to live in at least, because then you can run around. There's ways to hide and escape from something in a big body of water. But in this little tunnel of death, it's kind of, you know, okay, I'm going to run away up on land, and there's this trail right behind me that tells you right where I'm going. And then if you're a bigger animal with more stamina, I'm toast. Or if I use my stamina improperly. Which happens a lot. And just like me, when I travel down this river, I'm looking for a spot where there's not another Deinosuchus hanging out. Because I want my own little spot to call my own. To sit where I feel safe. Not where I feel like I'm about to ever get in a battle over territory. So eventually there's going to be another one coming down here doing the same thing. And the only problem is whether or not it's a big one or a little one. If it's a little one, it's fine. I'll let them go on their way. If it's a big one, they normally want to kill me. It has nothing to do with what I might say or anything like that. I could just go on there and be as friendly as can be. I'm a good-sized meal for a big guy. And big guys are always hungry. They're always hungry. Because they eat those fish in one bite like it's nothing. Me, you see me, I'll bite a fish and I'll carry it around with me. Because, you know, I'll nibble on it and stuff like that. Because, you know, I'm not hungry like that. Once you're full grown, this thing is like a trash can. It just like puts down the fish. far though, it is like the calmest gameplay there is. You don't have to go nowhere hardly if you find a good spot on the river that's chill, until somebody spawns into the game who's just like a monster. Has a giant Dinosuchus and wants to eat you. I mean, because Carnotaurus, they can try, but good luck. You're going to come down in the water with me, you're going to get in trouble. Bling, bling, bling. And welcome if you're just joining me or watching. Yeah, that's right. I'm about. I wish there were percentages up here. What really matters is that bite force. 232.9 newtons. It's no 500, but we're getting there. I heard raptors, though. So that's why I decided to leave the bank. Yeah, I got that fish. Don't know which side they're going to come on. I thought the sound like it was coming from the same side I was on. So I'm going to pop up on the other side of the bank. I guess I'll toss this fish back. Hopefully I won't get sick. Fingers crossed. I got a little... Yeah, that's right. I didn't get sick. Sweet. Let's get under this water here. Zoom out. Take a look around. Being casual. I wish you could still do some of your calls underwater. Seeing how a lot of these animals spoke with, not a lot, the entire family speaks with like vibrations as well from great distances. It travels through the water. They have these dimples in their nose that receive the bounced off communication. So all those calls, even though they're audible, have a meaning. They also have a frequency that vibrates through the water that transfers for quite a bit. Just like hippos. Hippos are really cool too about like that. They have a language underwater. Oof. Actually moves kind of fast. Yeah, stop it from clipping through the bottom there. When you go down, so the chest only bumps off the bottom, that your head doesn't go through. That'd be sweet. Still, you can't beat that. Look at the motion. Look at that. I mean, look at that. I'm sorry, but that's almost addictive because, you know, I raised reptiles as a kid, growing up, so to see somebody actually put the time and effort in behind it. I had iguanas. I had a savanna monitor. Big, beautiful lizards. Miss them. They were great animals. Unfortunately, my iguana died to misdiagnosis at a veterinarian's office. Yeah, that stunk. I had to work. I brought him in because the day before he started acting funny and he refused food, which he never would do. He would never refuse food. If you own iguanas, you know that not only that, but they're almost like aggressive over their food dish. Like, that's theirs. When you put that food in there, they hulk over it. Unless there's other ones. And then there's head bobbing going on. And the whole display fights over who gets dibs first on the bowl. So I took him to the vet and dropped him off, and I told him what I was seeing. Crust around the nose, a little bit around the eye. He woke up like that. And I told him about the light going out the night prior. And it got a little chilly that night. And I thought it was an upper respiratory infection. And I said that to him, and then I said, though, I couldn't stay, though I had to go. Because I was supposed to be at work already. So I went to work, and I got out of work, and they said they were going to keep him overnight, and he died the next morning. They mistreated him. They gave him medication for pests, worms, everything but what I said. They didn't even put him underneath a real intensive heat light or nothing like that, which what I did as soon as I started noticing the weird behavior. And after that, I realized that my automatic light didn't turn on because it was toast. It died in the middle of the night. So I got another replacement in there right away and was giving him a heat treatment. I would have done better than what happened to him. I feel bad for him because he was awesome, and I had a lot of time into him. He was really friendly, super, 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 super acclimated to handling. The worst thing about him is the fact that he wasn't fully potty trained always. Sometimes he would just let loose on you, and that would be terrible because he was getting kind of big. Yeah, I mean they're really good friends because they live so long, especially, and over time they've become like dogs. They literally respond to you. They know their names. And then I had a prairie dog, and that was like the craziest thing in the world. That was like having a roommate. Like another little person. It's just small and furry. Come home from work. You hear, what was that? He's in there. Well, she's in there standing up on her back legs, throwing her hands up, waiting for you to come open the cage and let her out and come play with you. She comes up and hugs your ankle. I will say though, I don't recommend going through what I went through to have one. I mean, they're really hard to have their bits cut, and you need to have their bits cut because otherwise the females have like increased chances of cancer if they don't reproduce. And I didn't want to reproduce them because then you have to go through rutting, which then also adds to some behavior issues. So we got her snipped, and then that was interesting because we had to keep her from pulling out those stitches, and that was a nightmare. Basically, me and my wife had to have opposite shifts. We had to go and talk to our bosses and ask for opposite shifts, opposing shifts, so that we could spend 24/7 with her, because we had to literally keep her in her ball And every time she leaned forward to go towards those stitches, moved the ball a little bit. That was a nightmare. That was an utter nightmare. I mean, we tried a straight jacket, we tried a cone. There's nothing that a prairie dog can't chew through in a matter of seconds. Nice to see you, Big C, 724. I'm just swimming around here. Definitely a big animal guy, though. Like my cat's like right by my feet right now. She's a big old gray tabby. Her mama was a calico. Father was a humongous tabby. I heard that call. I don't know what that was, though. Oh, it's just another river king. Let's get back under the water. Really do appreciate the color that they have when you're underwater and stuff like that, depending on the time of day. I mean, look at that red hue there. I mean, it's pretty awesome. They really spent some time on this. They really put some love into it. Everybody wants to complain, but this is more than I've seen in a long time out of the Isle. And I mean, a lot more out of them. This is beautiful. I've owned this game for a long time. So to see it come around after I thought it was going to die, when they said that they were going to split it into 2 branches, I was like, oh no, this for sure is going to die. This is for sure going to die. And then there was all the drama, but I don't care about the drama so much. That'll sort itself out. I don't need to worry about somebody else's judgment. That's between them and God. And the will of everyone around them. I'm nowhere near it. I can't cause nothing, so I don't want nothing. But playing this game is beautiful. It is pretty awesome. Oof. I definitely missed. Right? I can't see. Yeah, that ain't nothing in my mouth. That's not the right kind of fish for this size river king anyways. That's for baby rivers. I'm a big river. I need a big fish. This guy right here will feed me. That's what I'm talking about. It's a feast. But I played this game for a long time, and then I even played it when I tried to play it on Mac when I didn't have a PC. And then it broke for that, and there was no playing that anyways, so it sat in my empty file there forever. Just my library just sitting uninstalled. Then I was part of this giant raptor pack that was awesome. I mean, it was awesome. We were clanking Rexes. It was great. Very organized. We were very organized. And then our leader of the pack was kicked out. They said that he was screen sniping. And he wasn't, dude. That's the saddest thing. He wasn't at all. We weren't screen sniping at all. We were just so organized that it seemed like we were. We had always anywhere up to 20 members that were playing at a time on a server together. So we would place people up on the spines of the mountains, of active places where water is and whatnot. And we communicated and we moved the group around like like a fluid system. And wherever there was a big predator, everyone shifted towards. And if you have up to, you have 10 to 15 raptors playing together, that shift is pretty vicious. And you can really dominate Rexes. And clanking is easy when you have a lot of raptors working together smartly. Let alone our alpha, that dude was so into playing. Well, I'm glad you stopped by and watched. It's pretty sweet. I haven't seen anything that was really worth getting in a fight with, except for those raptors, but I also don't want to be a bully. Not that much, really. I'm a good-natured lizard. As long as I stay well fed. Which, I mean, there's so many fish in here. How could you not stay well fed? I love that. I just wish there was a little more, more spawn points. And I probably later on tonight will be playing some Project Zomboid as well. We'll see. I want to get in a little bit, probably, just to keep the flow good. I got that story going. I just went to the store. I got enough food to where I can probably last easy until my first crop of food. I won't hurt you. Let me make sure they know. Let them know I'm not going to hurt them. I don't want to group. Yeah, I don't want to group. It's too much work. Too much work being in a group with these creatures and everybody wanting the same fish and stuff like that, and then no, I'm not like that. I don't want it. I'm social with certain dinosaurs, but this is not really one of them. This is not a dinosaur that I'd like to be social with. Not that much, at least. Maybe only one other person. Because any more than one person, honestly, it's going to be hard to keep fed around each other. Unless you guys are into cannibalism. If they're worried about being in a group, I don't care. I'm out, dude. I'm minding my own business. Another dino. We got something on the ground up here running. He looked a little bit scared. No, raptors. I'm just giving him the casual hello as I skirt on by. People see my name and they go, "What?" Yeah, that goes back. It's actually kind of a joke between me and my grandfather who passed. One of the last things that he did was joke on his deathbed. What a trooper. Lived a good long time though. Served our country. Good man. You don't make him like that no more. God bless him. Oh, but that's why I'm juicy, Grandpa. It's not really what people think. I mean, it sounds bad, but that was just a double, entendre. I get both. It both is meaningful and kind of messed up. So, win-win. I'm so big, I can't hardly... Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was about to say earlier, I could hardly fit under the water. This is a bummer. Everything in the world's gonna see me coming up. Alright. Here we go. Look at you. Look at you. Gotcha. Alright. Let's see. Let's pop up and eat this thing. Ah, the swamp. This is what I was headed for all this time. Freedom, finally. This is what I've been waiting for. I love the swamp. I can't wait. It would be so cool if they add in, like, ocean life. Whoa. Whoa, that was weird. That was some weird lag. Ah, this is where you belong, you know? This is where the Deinosuchus really belongs. In the swamp. Where you can disappear, reappear, hide behind things, in things, under logs, you name it. Wedge food in places. I finally made it. Bloop. Don't mind me, I just got some gas. That last fish, oof. I don't know what it was eating, but now I ate it, so, Gas is real. I think I'm just gonna sit here for a bit and chill. Be a croc, you know what I mean? Just be a croc. I'm actually the log. You don't see me. Regain some of my stamina. Not being in danger. Even though I'm kind of so big that most things right now aren't much of a threat until they throw in the AI and they get in the big stuff like T-Rexes. Carnotaurus is my worst enemy, I guess you'd say. And more than likely, in the swamp, he's not going to get no action, really. He won't go out more probably than 4 feet from the bank. For worry of being killed. So the max you're going to get is pegged maybe once or twice right here on the side if you don't get attacked by another Deinosuchus. Hopefully he minds his own business. I just wanted to gain some stamina. But that place is still a bit narrow. So I'm going to come out here where it's a little bit more open. Keep on lookout up from below. And trying to get pegged. Making them frog legs. Oh man, they're delicious too. Don't get me wrong. Croc or gator, whatever you want to say. I say one bird. I mean, one's as good as the other. I actually enjoy gator. I think it's very tasty. I just think they need to be farmed. If you're gonna eat them, they need to be farmed. Control their population where you have to, but live, let live. If you want to eat gator, you need to farm it. It's only right. Gator's sweet. And it's like my favorite part's actually not the tail. Everyone's like, oh, the tail. Yeah, that's where all the meat is, straight muscle. But when you're dealing with reptiles, it's actually the fatty tissue that you want, the meat that's near the fatty tissue. That's the most flavor. The rest of it tends to be a bit chewy and flavorless compared to, let's say, along the jaw. The meat that you can get along the jaw up to around the underside of the eye, out of the face of an alligator is actually tastier. Much tastier. And the texture is better. It has more grease to it. When you cook it, it comes out more tender. It's tasty. Right? I mean, underwater of this game is crazy awesome. Like, oh, it's so satisfying. The color, just exactly what you said. I mean, the color, everything about it. It's so dynamic. It feels great. I don't know, man. I can't complain about anything about this besides there's some clipping that could be taken care of that would be really pretty to really make it feel more solid. But besides that, I mean, this is a very solid start here. Very solid. And they did say it's just a start, man. I mean, I can't complain. I'm really happy where they've gone with this. And as for the Pteranodon, I like the Pteranodon, all except for one thing. I think it lives too short of a life. I think it gets old too quick and dies. I think its actual apex point is too short, where it's at its best. It's just too short. If it lived a bit longer, it feels like it would be more realistic. These animals have a certain amount of years to pass on their genetics, not just like a year of perfection. No, they're gonna have like at least like 5 to 8 years where they're really combating for their right to pass on the genetics. Oh, Ark. That's a sore subject for me. Then you bring up Ark. Oh, God bless Ark. I bought that forever ago, and it's uninstalled still. I played it a little bit ago, and I'm just like, it hasn't gotten anywhere really. It's a clip like disaster. It's clipping everywhere. I mean, mesh is popping through everywhere, and they just don't care. And they've already moved on. They're like, hey, pay for more stuff. And I'm just like, pay for what? Pay more stuff that's broken? Ouch. I mean, I understand some people receive these games for free, but I pay for everything, and I don't care. Like, I buy things that I'm interested in, games that I think that are going to be, like, really good. Like the Isle, I've owned for so long. It feels like 8 years at least. And I'm just so happy to see it this good looking. I mean, it looks great. When you come to a stop and the ripple's clear, I mean, ay, ay, ay. This is hot. Yeah, yeah, I saw that commercial, and I'm like, there's more love in that commercial than there is in the entire Ark first game, and you're coming out with two? Oh, that hurt. It hurt, and it hurt because I paid full price for the game. I think that's what it is. At the time, I did not get it on sale. I hate myself for it, and I paid full price, and hoping that it was going to become something great because I really like dinosaurs. Like, I really, really like dinosaurs. So I was still hoping that it was going to evolve right. And then they were just like coming up with the downloadable content before anything was fixed. And I'm just like, there's a giant snake broken in the sky. And you want me to pay $30 for another edition? Oh, see, I was stupid and bought it a lot. I think I paid like $23 or something like that. I hate myself for it. I hate myself for it. It's one of those regrets. I don't have too many. Well, I have a couple, but that's one of my biggest regrets is Ark. I was grabbed by. I was like, yeah, dinosaurs and blah 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 blah, and yeah, whatever. Fixation of a 5-year-old, and then it never evolved. It never rolled forward, and I'm just like, that hurt. That hurt. But this is something else. And I also have Bob, Beast of Bermuda. Beasts of Prey. I've never played that. I'll have to look it up. I don't have it. What is that about? Because I got Beasts of Bermuda, and I kind of regret that too. Because like all this time has passed, and it's the same thing, and all they do is play around with the skill tree and say that it's a new download, a new upgrade, but it's really, come on, you guys are just playing around with the skill tree. You're not addressing combat at all. This thing, they have animations for its bites and everything, and it's beautiful. It feels great, like floating around. It's like a ballerina here. Oh, that sucks. That hurts. And I wish there was a bigger penalty for these people. I wish there was another way to, for, and it's not just for Steam. I'm just not saying like Steam should get. I think for all the players, some rep. I mean, it's fraud. I mean, at the longest point, I thought no matter what that the Isle was going to be fraud too. But then they said that they were going to come out with Evrima, because when I heard that they had that split and their graphical designer was gone, I was like, oh crap, that's it. There's not going to be anything done, because if anybody who knows anything about coding is, it's all done differently. And if somebody doesn't show them a key and say this is how I've done stuff, picking up after someone else is really hard. is really hard, and that's why they were just like, oh, it's broken for this format, and they went with something else that somebody that they could hire could program. And thank God, because, well, I really, really, really enjoyed the Isle Legacy for a long time. While I had it, it was really good. But this could be something insane. Over time, this could be insane. Like, if they have the AI done right, and if it's balanced enough, they could make it to where you don't even know whether or not you're playing with real players or not. It don't even really matter. So even in the odd hours when people aren't playing, you still have a bit of a caution that you have to use. Yep, it brought hope. That's for sure. This I have so much more hope. I'm happy I spent what money I spent on it. I don't care what I spent. I can't even remember what I spent on it back in the day, because I bought this when it was just like, oh man, chop shop. When basically it was just a chat zone where people would come and kill themselves to feed each other. Same. Uh, what little AI I mean, the fish AI is way better than Bob. It's way better than anything else. On here, the fish AI is better. I mean, it still does some silly things like they beach themselves on the land and swim through the land and stuff like that in some places. But I know they're working on that stuff, and it's only a matter of time before they nail all that down. And honestly, I mean, the fish move better and act more responsive, run from you more than in any of the other games. So I can only assume that the other AI is going to be just as just as good. Um, the Dyro is hard to find. That AI dinosaur is so hard to find. Every now and then you'll find it. I don't know what's wrong with it, but you do. But I don't know. It seems like they're magicians. I always come across them when I'm really small. So when I bite them, all of a sudden they and they jump up in the air and disappear, and you're just like, where'd he go? Magic. And I don't know if it just did, but it was magic. But I know they're working. But if they nail down all their AI and they get to even in the dead hours when and nobody's you have AI that's smart enough. Gee, Willikers, I think this is a pretty active ecology. I think that's going to be one of the best. Period. Eventually, just like Legacy had that fire to where it was like what the top three um, official servers were always maxed out, always full, always contending. You had to contend to get into those servers. But I also like how fair they were. I don't per se care for mixed packing that much. I think it's a little OP. Um, they're in real life, because if we're trying to go, because I mean, it's amazing how real they're making this look. I would love some official gameplay rules that would protect the reality that prey and predators aren't friends. They don't hold hands in the garden. I understand some servers you could have set up for like that, but your official servers, it would be nice to have a few protected servers where there's no pay to grows, there's none of that, and the ecology is held real. So then, anyone who wants the real life experience can have the real life experience. Because in reality, the prey and predator never talk. They're never just like, hey, let's shake hands and be friends. No. There's a lack of communication between them. That being said, instinctive food overcomes any empathy, any biological empathy. So, that being said, they always eat the smaller creature, including their own kind. That's why it's like, if you don't want competition, then you're in the wrong game. This game is definitely about eating each other. What I like about the Isle is they kind of already have created that boundary. They make it to where you can't really communicate with each other like that. There's not that global communication. When they had the global communication for a second there, you saw how toxic it gets. People are just yelling at each other left and right. But conversation, and it's not about that anymore. It's more natural. And I dig that about the Isle. It's what Bob has wrong. Has it wrong. I mean, people then are like, hey, they want to be your friend. They talk to you. They elicit information out of you, figure out where you are, and then turn around and do dirty stuff to you. And I mean, that wouldn't happen though if there wasn't communication. There wasn't that open communication between them and everyone. The interspecies communication is great. I love that about the Isle. It's actually one of the best things. That, and I love in Legacy, I love the night vision. Everyone hated it. Like, so many people all complained. Oh, he's eliciting me to help kill a stego. I'll try. Oh, did I not type it? Oh no. Where'd he go? Is he still here? Oh, I don't know where he went. I don't know if he went back over here or not. Yeah, there he is. Okay. We'll chill. It's time to try and get a stegosaurus. I'm probably gonna die. I can't say that I've done this much. I've done the rope-a-dope. Alright. We're chilling. A couple of monsters. He said it's been coming here. Oh, I see it. I see it to the right. There it is. There she glows. Oh, there's a little one. That's funny. That's funny. Little one swims by. Oh boy, come on. Okay, 3 alternate bites, he says, and it's done. Okay. 3 alternate bites. Ooh, this is a dangerous game. I don't normally play the aggressor. I'll fight when I'm cornered. I'll fight when I'm attacked. I don't normally attack though. Unwarranted. He's watching and watching. I don't know where the other guy went. Where'd the other guy go? Huh. Where'd he go? Huh. Watching. Come on. I'm gonna skip off a little bit further away and come up for air. Coming up for air. 3, 2, 1. White Bay. Just chilling right here on the edge. There we go. Getting my air. Oh, come on. Come on. Alright, I got air. Alright, getting back down.